Welcome back to another episode of Becoming Limitless. Another exciting one today. Today we have Karlee Zhang, the co-founder of Hello Klean, as you will see a little bit later on what that means. A brand built on a very simple but often overlooked question. What is water doing to our skin and hair every single day? This conversation is not about adding more products or more steps. It's about reducing friction, minimizing daily exposure, and fixing upstream problems before they show up as chronic issues. We talk about water quality, skin barrier health, low-grade inflammation, and why some of the most powerful longevity tools are the ones people rarely think about. Karlee, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr.
It's
Elie.
such a pleasure to have you. I've been looking forward to this for a while, and I've been using your product for a while, and I'm loving it. It was sent to me by a mutual friend and I think a colleague. The moment I received it, from the packaging, from the way it feels, from even the texture of the head itself, and the way the filter, is sort of fits into it, I was in love. But when I started using it, this is really, so congratulations on an amazing product. There's so much I want to ask you, so much I want to know about why, how, etc. But I also want you to share, like your own motivation and what brought it to life. As you know, I know you don't live in Dubai, but you obviously, come occasionally or perhaps hopefully more in the future. Now, the water here is not ideal. A lot of it is desalinated. And even though almost every building has a filter in it. So they filter large particles and other stuff like that. We have an issue with water. No one can deny, right? So you're obviously tackling a problem too. Now, how did it all start?
Well, so it actually feels quite full circle of being here.
Oh, yeah?
Because I actually had the idea, or I struggled with the problem almost 10 years ago when I used to live in Dubai.
Okay.
So I was working here for 1 year. I was back then at Huda Beauty doing social media. And I'd realized that after I moved here shortly, my hair was feeling a little bit more crispier. And then also I was having these dry patches on my leg.
Oh, wow.
And it was quite frustrating for me at first because, I tried changing the products and then I was like, okay, perhaps I need to try taking some different supplements because perhaps I'm iron deficient. Then afterwards, even went to a trichologist to check what is going on. But what I hadn't really clocked was that it was water and it was my body reacting to the water composition here. Because it was weird. I would travel, say, to New York or back to Asia, then these problems would go away.
You're not alone, by the way. Everyone that travels, they immediately feel that their hair is different, their skin is different. And not saying that, every country's water is perfect and better than here. It's just, it's different.
Yeah, exactly. I think if we had to clock in what exactly felt different, I didn't feel like myself. Something felt really off. And it was just this feeling of constant distraction where, you're going through your day, but your skin feels a little bit dry when it's itchy.
Yes.
Or when you're having a lot of dandruff and you're noticing throughout the day that I'm having to cover the patches, which was, I think, a very big inconvenience.
Of course, yeah. Of course. And not to mention hair thinning and hair loss and dry skin and compound that with heat and dust and regular stress to your bodies and mold and all sorts of stuff that take place everywhere. It's not ideal, and it's one of the things that is obviously crucial to life and we're daily exposed to several times. Now I wish there are more of these that could be installed around the house. So this is mainly for the shower, right?
Yes.
I don't know if in the future you'll have some great ideas about how to install this when people wash their hands, for example, when they wash their face. I think it would be really cool to have something for that too. Did I just come up with an idea? I don't know. Anyway.
We definitely have some innovations that are coming this year.
Amazing. I'm so looking forward to it. I know you're also doing, you don't only stop at the shower, there's more. So we'll get into that in a minute. Because obviously when the water is on your skin, it doesn't mean, there are certain things that will still pass through a shower filter. So you've come up with a solution for that too. So we'll address that in a minute. So you saw a problem, and then you said, well, how can I fix that?
How can I fix that? And it started from me trying to look for a solution for myself.
Okay.
So the first place that I looked was plumbing stores where they were selling like water softeners that was roughly about this big.
Yes.
And for me, that wasn't an option because I was renting, and I don't think my landlord would like it if I start, restructuring her her home. But so it wasn't an option. And then the other place that I looked was then on Amazon, where perhaps you've seen it is the very common clear shower heads with a lot of beads.
Yeah.
Now, coming from a background in beauty, for me, this is always about tackling a beauty problem. But then the product that actually arrived didn't feel like a beauty solution to it. And it's overall, like, it didn't give me a very good user experience. And then it had a lot of very bold claims that I felt like was a little bit too edgy, and there was not enough science to back it up.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, let's look further. Went on Reddit and was like, what do I do to get rid of scalp buildup? And there, all the answers were like, oh, well, you need to do some DIY rinse, like take apple cider vinegar, dilute it with water, and then put it on your scalp.
Right.
I was doing that. And then it doesn't smell nice, and it's a lot of hassle. So it just kind of like the idea just clocked to me, and I was like, okay, we need something that it's easy to use, it's trustworthy, and it's also just something that can easily integrate into your routine and make you feel good.
And look good. Again, I can't, like, the look and feel of it is, I've mentioned this a couple of times because I'm so impressed that it actually looks really stylish. So even if it is the Rain one or the regular handheld one, they both look really nice. Okay, so that's a daunting thing to get started with. To kind of say, where do you start when you're building a brand such as this, or you're solving such a big problem that you've experienced and many others experience at the same time, not just here, anywhere around the world, really. Because the company is UK based at the moment, but you have a distribution here in the UAE too, so it's local at the same time, and it's also now is available at Restore, so we sell them in our space too, and we sell them online too. And we're hoping to do a little bit more, so we'll see. How did you end up from an idea to a product?
Yeah, so after Dubai, I had moved to Berlin, and that's where I started Hello Klean.
Okay.
So before launching the brand, we spent more than 1 year, my partner and I, traveling actually in Asia, and especially South Korea, just understanding a little bit more about the filtration market there, because it's actually very mature and developed. If you check in Korea, pretty much every single household has a shower filter. It's almost like people would be like, oh, you're not filtering your water.
It's the epicenter of beauty, Korea, isn't
Yes.
it? I mean, everyone goes there for skin health and other things like that. So It's incredible that you've done your research there too.
So we started there, we visited the factories, we compared the different type of filtration ingredients, we compared the different types of shower heads that could potentially house all of these ingredients. And so R&D took, more than a year. We launched with one shower filter, and then eventually we expanded the range with the shower head as well as the hair and body and scalp products.
Amazing. So you also have hair and body and scalp products that we will talk about in a minute. I want to know more about the head itself. Why do you feel it's so important for Dubai residents, for people that live in this region, not just Dubai, for the whole region, to have something like this? Walk us through the water problem that we have
Yeah.
for our hair and for our skin?
So I always say one of our taglines that we initially came up with was, it's not you, it's your water. Because I think prevention is so much more important than adding 10 steps within the beauty routine, which is something that I think across our industry, you have these 12-step Korean routines, but you can do that. But if you're not fixing the root cause, you're just kind of masking the problem. And specifically in Dubai, the water here is desalinated, as you mentioned earlier, meaning that it's directly taken from the sea. Now, you can't really shower with that directly, so it goes through a process called desalination, which is to remove the salt.
Right.
And then when in the process while they're removing the salt, chlorine is added in as well as lime. So it increases the hardness of the water, and then you combine it with the rust that's inside the pipes as well as like other sediments. It's not the best for your hair and skin.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So for anybody who is like if they have eczema, now hard water doesn't directly cause eczema, but if you have that condition, it tends to make it worse, just because of like soap scum that is built on. So just to walk back a little bit, what is soap scum?
Yeah.
It's when you're washing in hard water, your soap isn't lathering as it should be. So in a soft water area, you'll notice that it bubbles a lot more. And with it bubbling, it rinses off really quickly.
Easily.
But if it doesn't bubble as much, and then it combines with your other body washes, your cleanser, it lingers onto your skin almost like a film.
Right.
And then that film is very dehydrating and also can be very sensitizing. So you combine these two issues together, and you're someone who has psoriasis or eczema, it just tends to make these issues worse.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, and also it's interesting to understand that it's not just the hair, right? It's obviously skin plays a super important, and we're not just talking about the skin that we normally focus on, like our face, our bodies, etc. There's also the skin of our scalp, which most people miss, right? They don't think of it.
Yeah.
So it's important that this is the root. If you want a healthier hair, yes, the hair itself will absorb some of the minerals that are in the water, the chlorine, etc., the follicles themselves, and the actual hair, but even the skin, right? So you want your scalp skin not to have these things in order for the hair to be healthier. Now, some other shower heads, we won't name any names, but they claim that it is anti-hair loss and things like that. It's not the shower head that causes the benefit of it is not losing your hair. It's a claim that I think is a little bit too bold, because it's about having the right balanced clean water in order for your body to do what it needs to do naturally, so for your hair to stay healthy, right?
Exactly.
So yeah.
It's reducing the oxidative stress, right?
Right.
If you have heavy metals, it builds up over time.
Of course.
So if you are able to, filter your water, for instance, we use something called redox, which binds with these heavy metals. So when it comes, it's not as harmful. And to give an example, with chlorine, it transforms into chloride, which is so much more gentle on your hair and skin. That way, it's not as damaging.
Yeah. So interesting that you mentioned that. So tell us how your shower head works.
Yeah.
So I know you have a filter that you could change once in a while. Someone brought in today a shower head here from Dubai, and we looked at it and we saw how much gook was in it, the stuff that is in it. So even for light use. So I think people will be shocked to find out how much your filter is able to pick up from the water that you use in your own home. So how does it work exactly? What does it pick up and what doesn't?
Okay. So I'm just trying to think, because I can go into it and it can be quite long.
No, I remember. I mean, people want just the headlines, right?
Yeah.
So they don't worry about it too much. Just the general idea of how it works. Like, what does it? If I buy it for my home, what am I getting for my money?
Yeah. So in simple terms, it reduces chlorine, chloramine, microplastics, as well as heavy metals such as copper, iron. And it reduces some scale buildup.
Oh, amazing. So this is almost everything, right? So you didn't stop there though. So you said to yourself, okay, so we've cleaned these sort of things, but there are some stuff that will still pass through. And you decided, okay, so how can I make a complete system being from a beauty background? And this is where the major benefits of your brand is that you didn't just create one particular product, but you're creating an ecosystem around it too that goes downstream. So no pun intended there with the water. So what happens next? Your next product is what? Because you've mentioned a few already, and I'm really keen to know more about them. Because I've used 2 of them so far, the shampoo and the body wash, and I absolutely love them. I was shocked to see them, first of all, when I received them, because I had no idea that you did them. And then when I started using them, I moved away from everything that I had. They're the only ones that I use. So tell me, why do they work so well?
So let's go back to your first question. You're saying what does it remove, what it doesn't remove. So with the filter, it prevents. What we use is like a technology called the redox process, which is a zinc and copper alloy, which binds with the unwanted like heavy metals as well as chlorine inside your water. But what it will not do is remove hard water minerals such as calcium and magnesium, which contributes to the overall harshness. And this is where the topical products come in.
Not just yours, by the way. All filters don't remove it, right? It's not like it's a fault of your filter. It's just most filters won't be able to remove those.
Yeah, because it's so small.
Right.
And if you wanted to actually remove calcium, magnesium, you need a water softening system that requires a plumber to install it.
And adding sodium to it and all sorts of things, to the system itself, and that's how it turns it into. So there's a whole different area altogether.
Yeah.
So what was your solution?
So then the solution was then to create a range of hair, skin, as well as scalp products.
Amazing.
That combats the existing issues that our customers are already having when they are showering with hard water. So you can think of the entire range being almost developed alongside our community by asking them, hey, what are you suffering with and how can we help? So to name a few issues, I think we already talked about them. One of them is hair loss, breakage, KP, chicken skin on the arms or the legs, eczema and flare-ups, and then dandruff for the scalp, and as well as buildup. So these were the main issues that we understood from our customers. But we're like, okay, what can we do as a brand to offer it to you in a way that it works with your water, not against it, and it's specifically formulated for harsh water
and clean.
Yes.
And the ingredients are amazing. So it's not like you're using harsh chemicals or anything like that. So what does it do?
So across the entire range, it's formulated with something called the Clean Complex. So it has, it's a mixture of a few types of chelators, and then as well as 15 different types of amino acids. Maybe to give you a little bit of a context why we use that. So traditionally, if you go to a salon and you say, I have hair discoloration because of buildup from hard water and my blonde hair has turned green, I need to remove all of that. They will give you a very, very hard treatment, which just binds to everything and removes that. But the problem is that you won't be able to actually use these products every single day because they are so stripping. When they bind to the unwanted minerals, they also remove the healthy balance of your own lipids, your oil, and just a natural balance in all. And for me, when I use the salon grade like harsh water detox treatments, you feel like super like snatched
pulled,
and like almost like like you said, pulled. And we wanted to look at that and be like, how can we offer the same type of benefits that a user can use on a day-to-day basis that treats the water, treats their symptoms, and also makes them feel good.
Amazing. So, and they work, like I can testify that they work amazingly well. I don't think I felt my hair when I wash it and using the shampoo between the shower head and the shampoo. I've never felt it that way. And because when you travel, you make the change happen and it's subtle and you don't really notice until like a few days you think, oh my God, my hair is different now, or it's fluffier or whatever it is. But this is instant. Like you use it and it feels different from any shower you've taken before. And the body, I'm such a fan. I'm just focusing on them. The body wash is also foaming, so it's really convenient. And I love the design of the bottles too. I know that's silly and has nothing to do with skin health or the water quality in general. But it makes sense to have something that reminds you that what you're doing is good for you, rather than harsh chemicals and heavy water and all of that stuff that we talked about. So I love the system kind of working together. So I certainly appreciate it, and I know that a lot of people will appreciate it as they know more and more about it. Yeah. But you didn't stop there. So you've created a couple of new products now that are coming out. Can you tell me about those? I haven't tried those. I'm really looking forward to using them.
Well, we actually brought some for you.
Amazing.
So we'd love for you to test it out.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean, as we were discussing earlier, everything is formulated with water as the front and center. When we're talking about the body wash, it's a biphase formula. It was done specifically like that because we know that most body washes don't foam so well in harsh water, but also the ones that foam are very stripping. Yeah. So when you shake it, it's an oil plus water barrier cleanse that it's able to cleanse, but it's also got that healthy oil barrier that locks in the moisture.
Right.
So in regards to the newest launches, it actually just launched last week.
Oh, wow.
It's 2 scalp serums.
Congratulations.
They are here.
Amazing. Scalp.
One is a anti-thinning scalp serum, and the other one is targeting
anti-dandruff. Yeah. Oh, wow.
And what makes it very unique is it targets water-triggered scalp stress, and it kind of repairs your scalp barrier within 72 hours when you use it.
Really?
Yeah. And everything is, all of our products are clinically tested, tested by our team, and also tested by our customers as well.
Amazing. And everything is on your website.
Yes.
Everything is accessed there. All testimonials, all of the stuff that you put inside, everything is completely transparent and is right there. I'm excited to try these. These are really, really cool. Yeah. What's the application like? Is it directly on, It's
directly on the scalp. So what makes it quite unique is how it's packaged and and the presentation of it. So you see most serums, most of them are in a pipette, and they are single chamber. Yeah. So it's either housed in a water-based formula or it is in a oil-based formula. Right. Ours is a dual chamber formula. So you have the actives in a separate chamber, and then you have the carrier outside.
Oh, I see.
So what you do is when you receive it, you press it, and the 2 chambers, it combines.
Oh, wow.
And what it does is that it allows so much more potency when you use it, because that way we can... Sorry, I can't...
So there's a completely new delivery system, basically.
Yes,
oh my God,
exactly.
that's amazing. I wasn't even aware of that. And I think everything that you've done is incredible, but I think also your background in beauty has contributed so much to this, because you are very thoughtful about the aesthetics of the products themselves, but also the functionality of them, while saying clean, which is something I can't say enough, because that's the whole part of your name, part of your ethos, part of the whole purpose of what you're creating. So I'm excited to check it out, and I will definitely do something as I try it. I will do some content on it and see how it works properly.
Yeah, thank you. So it's directly formulated for something we call the post-wash window, which is basically right after each shower, your skin is more permeable, especially on the scalp. And that's really when the damage from harsh water really sets in. Right. So if you apply it within that window while your scalp and hair is still damp, it will be able to protect your hair and skin for 72 hours.
And it's like a roll-on effect, right? Is it that? Or
it's a pipette.
Okay.
But you would just have to press it first for the chambers to combine.
I see. Okay, amazing. Yeah. And you do it when your hair is still wet, as you said?
Yes.
Okay.
After showers.
Right, yeah. So, and again, using the body wash and the shampoo, even when you dry yourself, you feel different with them. I mean, definitely the hair feels very different, but with the body wash, you know how when again, like when you go to a hotel or when you travel, like when you dry yourself, you feel different. With the body wash, it's just, even when you dry yourself, you feel very different. You feel cleaner, you feel softer, and it works so well. And it comes, as we said earlier, it comes in 2 versions. So for people, if they want like a handheld thing, they could, have that. Or if they have a rain shower setup, they could have that. Or even just someone that is directly coming out to the wall, they could have that too, which is most apartments here in this part of the world. So you've done all the right kind of combinations for people to use it. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell us a little bit about what's coming in the future, but if you don't, that's okay. We can talk about it next time you're in town. Is there anything else you want to add about the product that people should know about?
Yeah, so regarding the future launches.
Oh, okay. You're gonna share something.
We have 2 more launches this year. It's all within the tool space.
Oh,
so
nice.
you can expect this one to be upgraded with more innovation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Really cool. So now it comes with a single filter in the handle, right?
Yes.
And I think the shower head also comes with one that kind of sits at the bottom of it. So I'll look forward to that. I won't push you anymore. Is there anything else you would like to tell us about the products themselves and how people use them? Is there anything you want to add to that?
Nothing really about the products, but I would like to share something about, how I see hard water and how water is really impacting my life.
Yes, please.
I think it's, like you said earlier, it's something that people don't usually notice, right? Because, we drink it and it's just something we forget to question.
Right.
But I'm sure you do this as well. You use sunscreen, right? Well, it's the same. If you're exposed to sun damage, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen that, I went into the sun, I did a sunbathing, and all of a sudden my skin is ruined or it's
over
wrecked.
time.
It is accumulative, it is over time. And it's the same thing that is happening to your hair and skin with the exposure to harsh water as well. So whether it is using the filter to prevent or it's using the topicals to treat, what it is doing is that it's preventing these accumulative damage on a day-to-day basis.
And it's a form of therapy. Like you'll see it after a while of how everything starts to change, for sure. So I think this is an amazing addition, and I think everyone should have this in their home. I want to thank you for the details, for the science behind it, for coming up with the idea, for being here today, for meeting you. This has been awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Here you have it, guys. Thank you again for another episode, for being here, for watching, for listening. And I'll see you next time.